everybody. Welcome to Biters. This is Season 7, mid-season finale, number 8. And join this is, as always, your zombified 30-something. And you know it's boys versus girls, so you know who's joining me tonight.
It's your guest host who makes the best spaghetti, but will undoubtedly leave a giant goddamn mess in your kitchen. Thomas.
Hey, man. How's it going? Thanks for joining us again.
Good. What's going on with you?
Not much. I was pleasantly surprised and humbled.
By the birth of your daughter or the episode?
Yeah, both.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really awesome.
Thank you, man. They keep you busy. Besides, did I mention my business on the last episode? I don't know if I did. I had this business idea where you get your baby and you bring it home from the hospital for that first 4 days, where they just sleep nonstop.
Right.
You get to cuddle with them and have all sorts of fun. And then when they wake up, start getting pissed off, and when all these acid reflux and gas issues and all these things start to happen, you go give them to a group of nuns, give the nuns $10,000, and you pick the kid up 3 months later.
That's a good idea.
That's a damn good idea, right?
I think I can invest in that. What would you call it?
Infant Academy.
Very good.
It's awesome.
Very good.
They call you hey, little Susie needs her flu shot, and would you prefer the measles vaccination? They call you and check with you for all important decisions, but you get them back at month 3 when they're sleeping through the night and all these issues are done and they're happy, and then you can love your child again. And then it's see, this was so much better. It's like dropping off a dog.
I guess so. That's awesome. That's a way to describe it.
So yeah, the episode, man, I don't know if I was mentally prepared for it. I don't know if I was expecting the worst going into it, but yeah, I dug it, man.
So you haven't really liked this season? Is that what you're, because I haven't really, I have 3 children of my own, so it's been really hard for me to get a chance to listen to the show and stuff, but what have you thought of the season so far?
So I would say the season half, at this point, I would give the whole season, this is a good, put me on the spot, I would give the whole season, I would say a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it's been pretty good. I think there's been, I guess it reminds me a lot of season 4, after the prison was attacked. It seems really convoluted. Everything, the storylines are all sparsed out, and I guess that could seem boring to some people, people who really don't like the show or fair weather fans, I guess. But I really like it, and I think that this episode was the perfect cherry on top. It all built up, and I think it was. I was expecting it to be kick ass. I was hoping it would be anyway.
Well, I think the reason I can't give it higher than a 4 was because episode number 2 that I was so pissed off about, the introduction to the kingdom right after Negan clubbed everybody.
Right.
That really chapped my ass for a long time. But that's why I can't give it higher than 4. I'm really happy. So let's jump right in. What would you? We got to do stuff, don't we? Did you that stuff?
Well, I was thinking. I was gonna pick out a character, a cast character of the week, and I was I was trying to find someone, but I just couldn't find anything that was too interesting, and I figured that's kind of like Diane's job, and this is a competition, so I just figure we can just let them do their thing, and we can do our own thing. I do have a rating for it if you want to do that.
Yeah, let's do some ratings.
I gave it five bottles of 25-year-old single malt scotch out of 5.
5 out of 5. Look at you, huh?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Awesome. Well, I did a 4.5 eye shots out of 5 to cap off Olivia, which I thought was awesome. Right through her eyeball. Perfect shot.
I thought it was kind of weird how, I don't know, there was a lot of parallels throughout this whole episode, and that's one, how Olivia and Carl are standing next to each other, and she gets shot in the right eye, and he's standing there with his right eye gone, and I just seen a lot of parallels, a lot of playing off of 2 characters in this episode.
Yeah, very much so. So just opening thoughts, man. It was fun. It was great. I think it had the right amount of swagger. Did you think 90 minutes was too long?
No, you can make it 3 hours long, and I'll still think it was too short. They could always make the episodes longer. I think, I think that they just had a lot of stuff to wrap up, and there's a lot of stuff that that needed to be talked about before we go into February, and I think that's why. I mean, ultimately, I think they're just accommodating for more commercials for the most part. The episode doesn't really seem that much longer. It's only about 60 minutes out of the 90. It's just a hell of a lot more commercials.
Oh yeah, can you imagine the paycheck that they get out of? Let's say they do two or three more additional commercial breaks. Man, I mean that's got to be a ton of cash, right? It's
almost like the Super Bowl. It's gonna be like the Super Bowl pretty soon. They're gonna be selling 15-second slots for $5 million or something.
Well, and think about it this way: if you're let's believe the numbers here, you're in season 7 of your TV show, which is a long time for a TV series, and you are starting to decline, but you're still the bee's knees of the time slot. Wouldn't you just start selling everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Line your pockets, baby, on the way out the door. I would.
Got to get it while the getting's good,
That's right. So I think there's a lot of stuff we can do in the Rotten Potpourri. So let's just hit it. Let's just hit our epic fails and epic fails. What is your guess first epic?
I have a couple of them, but I'm going to start with the Star Wars ending. Like after weeks of watching our characters get beaten down and subjugated, it was nice to finally see like a glimmer of light in all this darkness. And it was pretty cool, like watching Maggie climbing up the fence and kind of looking out, like hoping to see like some green balloons or something, and you seeing her face change, and it was I just didn't realize like how long it's been since everybody's seen each other.
Yeah, that was weird, right?
Yeah, like it was just like it's like so obvious, but then when they seen each other, I was like, holy shit! Like they haven't seen Maggie since Glenn got killed. Like it was, and it kind of like caught me off guard, and it was pretty heartfelt. It was a pretty powerful moment, and like Rick and Daryl's bromance reunion was cool, and Rick getting the Python back, and Rosita and Sasha kind of like giving each other the heads up, and Rosita's got the scar, and she's even hotter now in a strange way with the scar than she was before.
She's hardcore, dude. She leaned into that knife.
Yeah, she did. But what was funny is they're going like you see Rick and Daryl, they hug, and then Rosita and Sasha, they smile at each other, and everybody's having these moments with like this really uplifting music, and then like Enid and Carl look at each other, and I looked at my wife and I was like, did he just blink or did he wink at her? Like I couldn't tell.
Yeah, before he just lift up his eye patch and flap it back down because he was winking.
Right.
All right. So I'll get to that stuff in the end because I thought that was good. Like I liked that they all come together. They come walking up the hill. That was cool. So I definitely agree there. But my epic is I'm taking it completely different. I liked Negan's chill mode where he's just kind of gradually just kind of, talking about the booze, talking about pool. Just that negotiating from a position of power. He knows he's in charge and he can do anything he wants. So just that swagger and then just flips it to kill mode when nobody's seen it coming. He just switched. I dig it. So I dig really just the character portrayal here. It's very believable to me.
Yeah. And that's another thing, like how much different he felt like without the beard. Like there was that moment where he was shaving.
Yeah.
And that's another parallel that I don't know if they did it purposely or whatever, but you remember how Rick, shaved his face, and then Shane like shaved his head, and like they were becoming like these different people as like their tape. And then And I thought that was really cool, like how they opened up the scene with the shot of him shaving, and then it was like he was a completely different person. Like he was totally chill and, playing house with Olivia and Carl, which is, I don't know, like it just, like he's like playing with his toys or something.
So that was in my Rotten Potpourri, is that if you look at when he shaved, he had that nice straight razor, clean shave. And I know what it's like to not shave for like a week and a half, and then you shave and you feel like a new puppy, and you just got to run around the house.
Right.
Rick was the same way. When they got to Alexandria, he had that big, scruffy, bloody beard.
Mm-hmm.
And he went in and he took a hot shower and he shaved and he put that sheriff jacket on. And man, he was peacocking around and going around there and hitting on old what's her name?
Jesse.
Jesse, he was all strutting his stuff, and Negan was doing the same thing. He got clean shaved. He had a nice hot water because all the stuff he was saying. Man, the hot water, all this stuff. He really felt like he was just alive and a good breath of fresh air kind of come right into his system. So that was pretty cool. I like that. Mm-hmm. All right, what's some more of your epics?
I got, this was going to be my cast member of the week, but the director, Michael E. Satrazemis, like basically the camera work of this episode was phenomenal, and I was doing some research on him, and what's really cool about it is like the guy's pretty much like homegrown. Like he's done like some camera work, like electrical technician stuff on some other shows, but the only shows that he's ever directed is The Walking Dead.
Oh,
and
nice.
He's done. He's been the director of 8 episodes, to name a few, like The Grove, which is a kick-ass episode. Yeah. Slab Town, start to finish, which was last year's mid-season finale. But
that's cool.
Out of the last 40 episodes of The Walking Dead, he's been the DP for 28 of them, like the director of photography.
Nice.
And I thought that like there was like a lot of cool shots in this episode, like the up close shot of Negan's neck when he's shaving, and like the pool balls when Spencer's racking up the balls. Like there's a real weird shot. Yep. Like, and I thought that was really cool. Like the shot with Negan's knife, like after he guts Spencer, like there's the upward angle shot, and like it shows like the knife and like the guts are all hanging out. And another thing that I thought was really cool, which I kind of this is kind of like my fail too, but so in the beginning of the episode when Rick and Aaron are loading up the truck, and Aaron he falls in the water, you think he's gonna die, but he ultimately doesn't die. And then there's the scene where they're talking to each other about, doing what they have to do to survive. And like they keep walking back and forth, and the camera's panning with them as they're walking back and forth. And it just felt like so like tense, like you just felt like something bad was going to happen. And the way that he shot the scene, I thought was pretty cool. It was like really, he was creating a suspense in a situation that otherwise wouldn't be suspenseful.
Sure. No, I totally agree. I love the lake scene, by the way. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. So my fail here is, what are the odds that one guard is going to have Rick's Python?
Yeah. Do you remember when that happened? Did they show Fat Joey getting that?
I don't ever remember seeing somebody grab it like, whoop, this one's mine. Like, I don't ever remember that happening. But I was just like, oh, how convenient. Because once, like, he fell down and you see it, I'm like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. Like, what are the odds? But whatever. It's like stumbling across an infinity stone. Whoops, look at this. I found one.
I thought it was cool, but yeah, it was a little convenient, And I thought it was a nice little sneak preview to see like what we're dealing with, kind of like when you see like Negan's soldiers, they seem like really intimidating and they seem well trained. But then when you see Joey, he doesn't want to be there either, and he isn't well trained, and he's kind of like a buffoon. So I'm wondering if like that's kind of like foreshadowing the other soldiers.
I think we're getting it. Yeah, I think this is a big conversation. I think we should move this one to the Rotten Potpourri because it's a big topic, and I think there's a lot to discuss there on how that can go. So what is your fail?
Again, I love the show, so it's kind of hard for me to find anything. But if Aaron's fake death when he fell in the water, just flapping around and he goes under and like, where'd he go? Aaron, where are you? And then he pops up. I'm fine. It's okay. Like that was kind of cheap. And then Spencer's acting, like when he was dying, like it just seemed like, I don't know, like
he didn't
really
know he didn't know how to fake it.
Yeah, he's just
oh my guts. Oh.
Oh my God. It was just kind of goofy, but I mean that's all I could really find. I mean, I really like this episode a lot, so.
No, that's legit. So do you think Aaron's bit? He had two or three walkers on him.
I didn't even think about that. Maybe like he got bit on the leg or something.
Got bit on the leg, on the arm, something.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's a good possibility, I guess, considering the situation he was in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's your epic fail then?
I really don't have one. I really don't have an epic fail.
Okay, so my epic fail was kind of your epic, but it was the "We're back in business" montage at Hilltop.
Right.
It was just way too long. Like it was 7 minutes of like, what the hell is going on? Like, come on. Like, get it? We're all back. Yep, cool, got it. But it was just like they just like held on to each shot. It's like, to me, it was like, this is where they got that extra, minute or two of filming that they needed.
Right.
Just do a little 10 extra seconds on each person, and then we'll get to the extra minute we have needed to make the roll here. So it just felt a little long. Like, oh my God. To me, it would have been cooler if they would have shortened that montage up and then showed them walking in to confront whatever the leader of the Hilltop's name is. I don't remember.
Gregory?
Yeah. It would have been cool if they just would have showed that. Like them walking in and Gregory having this look of like, oh, crap.
Yeah, it was a little cheesy, I guess. But I don't know.
It's all on what you like, It's all personal preference. I was just like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was a little. I get what you're saying. It was a little over the top, but I think after, like I said, after 8 episodes of just everything sucking so bad, I had to think has anybody even smiled? It's just been so I don't know, just dark. And I thought it was nice to have a few minutes to indulge in a little joy, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely. It was definitely a turning point for the series, and I think it was well placed that they are doing this all together now. And okay, and now I think it's time you meet the kingdom, So we'll do this one step at a time. So it's awesome. That was not me freaking out in the background. That was my kid, if you could hear it.
Yeah, I thought you farted for a minute. I was like, why was it not
squeaking it out?
So what's her name? It's Layla Ray.
Layla Ray. Yep, Star Wars Ray.
Very cool.
R-E-Y. So she is the third trilogy baby.
So are you gonna sing her Eric Clapton songs when you put her to sleep?
No, that was my wife. My wife got to pick the first name. I got to pick the middle name, and I'm like,
I like it.
Getting Star Wars in here somewhere. And Layla is almost, because it's Leila, so it's almost Leia. So
nice.
It's real close in there too. So I almost had a double Star Wars name. So it was cool.
Very cool. But to get back to the another thing that I liked about it, the ending was you don't get many happy endings with The Walking Dead. I was trying to think about what finale it was. I think it was the season 3 finale. Are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here. I just hit mute real quick.
Okay. Thought you hung up on me for a minute. But I it's hard to remember any happy endings. But I think maybe there's been this is maybe the second or third. So,
no,
but
that's
I think
a good point. That's a very good point.
But I think it's setting us up for. I think the next 8 episodes are going to be batshit crazy. I think they're going to be just Looney Tunes, all out war, all action. I think it's going to be some of the best Walking Dead that we've seen. I'm predicting it to be, because I think the quintessential Walking Dead season is season 5. From beginning to end of season 5. It's like every single episode.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I loved 5.
And I think that that's what we're in store for. I think there's going to be a lot of action on the next 8 episodes.
Yep, I agree. So good point about ending on a happy note. You're right. They usually don't. It usually is a cliffhanger of worry that you're fearing for a character's death, or you're sad and crying because somebody died, or you're pissed off because they didn't show you who died. So This time, you knew what's going to happen. They were very upfront. Do you think that was deliberate? Like, we better not do that again. Let's end on a positive note this time.
Maybe. I mean, there was a little bit of a backlash with, last season, but no, I don't think so. I just think that like the fans needed it, like the characters needed it. They needed something good to happen.
Very good. All right. Well, hey, let's get into it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Oh, and just so we check off all the heart still beating, we're pretty obviously the title. Heart still beating. It's the Aaron. This is why we do it kind of a deal.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. Heart still beating. Obviously, Aaron did reference it, like after he gets his ass kicked, but obviously it's in reference to the group, Rick and Daryl in particular, like they're the heart of the group and they kind of come back to life.
Yeah, man. All right. So P.U.E. Rotten Potpourri time.
I smell something good.
Yeah, lead us off, man. One of the many things you have.
I like how Maggie literally ate Gregory's lunch.
Freaking awesome.
She was just like, "You gonna eat that?" And he's just like, "Well, yes, I am." He's like, "Hey, dude, she's pregnant," and it was like, I don't know, like a total like power play on her part. Like she knew exactly. I mean, even though it's a little heavy-handed, like how they're making her the leader of the Hilltop community and stuff, but I like it, and I thought it was really cool, like how you can just see like how the other members of the Hilltop are already like losing respect for him, like they probably never did. He's just like a drunk that like sits up in a room and ignores everybody, doesn't even know anyone's name. But I thought it was really cool how she just like made this play for power by just asking for an apple. And I was trying to find some type of like a parallel to like the Adam and Eve story, because I know that's where Diane's probably going to go with it. But I couldn't put anything cool together. But I really like that scene though.
No, it was really cool just to kind of see the other members of the Hilltop being like, dude, she's pregnant, give her the apple. And that shows just how out of touch, like you said, Gregory really is. And he knows it. He knows it now that he has done it on the outs. And that's why I was hoping we would see inside of the mansion when they all went inside there.
And I like how he knew their names this time. Like before he was just like
Mallory,
Samantha, what's her? Sasha. Like he knew their names now. Like, and I thought that was like, pretty cool.
All right. So
what you got for some Rotten Potpourri?
Let me just bump around here. I will bump it over to the Kingdom right now. And the one guardsman guy, how he is trying to take a different approach because, you see kind of Jesus wants the Hilltop to fight. Alexandria wants to fight. The Kingdom does not. They're like, you know what? We'll just continue to be your slaves for a long time. And at least some of his people understand that it's going to come to an end real quick. We need to be prepared. So I thought that whole kind of clip there was cool. But what about the camper of supplies he has hidden?
I mean, is that like is that where like he had to kill his family, or like is that where like was that like where his family were? Because why was he like breaking down? Like he was like looking at the milk bottles, and I wasn't sure what all that was, because it didn't seem like he had like a bunch of ammo like built up. It just seemed like maybe like some gasoline and I don't know. Like, was that what it was? Do you think he's just like stashing?
Yeah, I think it was his Spencer hideout. I don't think it had anything to do with his family so much. I think that camper was his, and it probably he remembers his family. Maybe
Right.
like that's where they went camping. But I think it's just his little doomsday prep, and that's his fallback spot. If things go south, I'm not saving anybody. I'm out of here.
Right.
Because I've warned people over and over and over, and nobody's listened to me. And I'm just going to walk away because I ain't dying for nobody now.
Yeah, it's all the stuff he doesn't want to give half away. Like doesn't want to split it with Negan.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird though, like how he went and he was talking to Carol and Morgan, and then he goes back and he like breaks down crying. I just didn't understand why maybe it was just like him talking about his family, or I'm not sure. But
I think it's just the absolute frustration, how we don't know how long he's been here with the kingdom. Let's just assume he's been there for a year or two, and this is the only family he has left. And no matter how hard he tries, nobody will see or understand that this may be the end. And you can't even see your own place getting burned down or killed. And that's where I think he's just sad and broke down, because he doesn't want to see. He knows the kingdom is really awesome.
right.
And they're making a living. And it's going to go down by Ezekiel's just blindness to not fight.
Yeah.
But you have a freaking tiger, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how they use that next season. They might not, I'm not sure. But,
so what's your next little tidbit?
So we're watching, and they flash to Carol, and they just pan back and they show her sitting in this room by the fire, and I'm just like, has Chip and Joanne Gaines just went to Carol's house and like did like a little Fixer Upper episode? Like, why is it so cute and tidy for her? I don't know. Like, it was kind of, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. It was kind of goofy to me.
Is Carol pissing you off?
Yeah, like I was thinking about that this morning. I'm driving in, and that's another parallel. Like her and Morgan. Like it kind of seems like Morgan has won the battle between good and evil, and like she's being like a total sissy, and like they're sitting in there. I thought I wrote his name down, but like it's Ezekiel's right hand man, the guy we were just talking about, and he goes and confronts them, and he's asking them for their help, and she's just like, no, I don't do this. I just want you guys to go away. It's just, she is getting it's getting annoying.
Yeah. My thing is the thing that was really pissing me off is I just want to be left alone. Then why did you move outside of their gates? If you wanted to be left alone, why didn't you go then?
Yeah, I mean, you can leave at any time. If you wanted to be left alone, you don't have to stay there. They're going to keep on bringing you stuff. Like obviously you have a room full of vegetables that Ezekiel is bringing to you every other day. Like if you really want to be left alone, you can leave, And I think, I don't know. I guess
that's where I call her BS.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
Yeah, I really like Carol, the character of Carol, but she is kind of getting annoying.
Yeah, it's infuriating me very much, because just that point is, Carol, you left once before, and you really left. You went to an abandoned warehouse and were collecting rain out of bottles. So you've left before. You've left twice before. But now you leaving, you are literally a few blocks away from the kingdom, and you can get whatever you want to get. Mm-hmm. So it's just a little frustrating.
And that makes me think of something else. Like, so they don't know about Glenn or Abe either.
No, they have no idea.
And I think that's going to be the turning point when they come, like next season, when they get introduced. The group meets Ezekiel, and they see that Morgan and Carol are there, and then they tell, Rick tells them what happened to Glenn and Abe. I think that's going to make their turn more satisfying when Morgan becomes like this badass, and Carol goes like into old school Carol mode, and she's like, putting zombie guts all over, and she's blowing up propane tanks with fireworks. Like, I think that'll just make it more satisfying. Like, it's really annoying right now, but as that builds up our emotion, as that pisses us off even more, it's going to be even more satisfying when the change comes.
I hope you're right, brother.
Yeah.
I hope you are right. So Rosita and Father Gabriel in the church.
Absolutely.
That was really cool. She's kind of been there doing her confessional thing. And it was really about her admitting she has nothing left to fight for. That's why I'm doing this. I am going to go kill Negan, and I know I'm going to die doing it. And that's okay, because I got nothing left.
Right. This is what I have to offer. Like, this is the only thing I have to offer to the group is me doing this. And like, everybody else has a purpose, and she's basically acting as if she doesn't have any purpose anymore. It's kind of like, and her purpose is to kill Negan. I think she could have went about it a little differently, maybe like put on a little makeup and, get a little closer to him before you shoot. Like get a little closer to the guy before you try shooting him, make sure you don't miss.
Completely agree, but I totally seen it coming. I totally seen, she's not going to be able to kill Negan right there, which you want to talk about hard left turn. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom, it actually shot him.
Yeah. Like I thought, you're saying like if she would have actually killed him or just like the shot when she pulled out the gun and shot at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when she shot at him and it went to commercial, my wife was just like, "Did that really happen, or did she just imagine that?" And I was like, "I think it really happened." But yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right, what do you got?
No, Gabriel. I like Gabriel a lot now. Like it's like he is totally redeeming himself. Like he's coming back, or he's not. He never. He's just becoming like a good character. Like he's more confident. And
yeah, it's like he understands the world that you're in. He understands that a priest before the apocalypse cannot mirror a priest after the apocalypse.
Right.
There's a complete change here. You can still be the leader of good and hope and faith, but at the same time you have to act this way.
Yeah, it seems like he's more of a priest or preacher now than he ever was before. Before he just seemed like a coward, and when he was talking to Rosita in the church, it just seemed like his swagger or whatever, the way he was talking to her, and like she was confiding in him, and like he seems like a bigger part of the group now. Like he's more respected. I really liked the part last episode, I think, when he's riding with Spencer, and Spencer's like talking about Rick, and he's like, "Hey, stop, let me out." Like I don't know. Like I used to hate Gabriel. Like I hate it.
Well, in that episode, he said, "Rick gave me this strength. Rick gave me these opportunities because Gabriel could have killed Rick because Gabriel tried to sell Rick and them out. They don't deserve this place, all that talk."
Right.
But then when they took him to raid the compound, Father Gabriel understood it. He worked real hard to get back in Rick's favors, and he recognizes that. Rick made me this strong. He gave me the strength where I couldn't find it anywhere else. So, you know what? I like that part about Gabriel, and I do kind of like him a little bit now.
Yeah, he seems like a completely different character, but what sucks is that more than likely that means that he's going to be dying soon because he's like redeeming himself from being such a piece of shit. Like he's probably going to be taken out next season because people are going to start liking him more. Could
be that character arc. Once you complete the loop, you're done.
Right.
Or as if my last week's prediction, where I said, you may not have heard this, but we have a Wizard World convention that comes around. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but
yeah, I did hear that. You said Aaron was there. Didn't you say? That who was there?
Spencer was there this last time because it was originally Beth. She was there, dead. Then it was Abe. Abe was there, dead. And now it was Spencer. Spencer's dead. So I just checked the Wizard World site for Des Moines for next year, for May of 2017. And they don't have any of the actors or actresses lined up yet. So I'm kind of chuckling to myself.
You should have kept that in the back pocket, bro. That's a good piece of information right there.
Yeah, so whoever else pops up on Wizard World, that's going to be my bold prediction for the next big death is. And if I go there again, I'll be like, so I have a theory that every time one of you guys comes through Des Moines, you're dead. Because Des Moines is like the B tour of the big cities. Like it's not first pass Chicago, Minneapolis. This is like the B list.
Right.
And you're coming through Des Moines, that means you don't have a busy filming schedule. That means you're dead.
Right. They're going from Dayton to Des Moines, Dayton, Ohio. That's funny. No, that's I would have kept that one a secret, man.
Got to share the wealth. We got to beat the girls, man. I'm expending all my rounds here.
Yeah.
So shot fired, hits Lucille. Arat, like, how badass is this girl?
Yeah,
she's like gonna cut Rosita's face, and Rosita's like, bitch, you ain't cutting me, I'm gonna cut myself, and kind of digs into it, which I love. Then Negan's like, oh, you are freaking hardcore, you are crazy,
girl, you are crazy. Yeah, like he loved it. I thought he was gonna take her. It was like, hold on, hey, honey, get up, go get in the back seat of that car over there. You just wait right there for a minute.
Well, so I almost thought she was gonna get clubbed to death, because when he was just like, oh, give me the strength, I thought he was just going to bash her head in then, because now he knows who made the bullet. Now I'm going to kill you.
Wait, was she in the background? Because like he's like talking to Lucille, and like behind him, that was Eugene, right?
Yeah, that was Eugene behind him.
Right, because Rosita's on the ground, right?
Yeah. And then he's like, Arat, kill somebody. And then she goes, boom. That was awesome.
So was that strategic? I mean, because Negan was like, I guess she just didn't trust her. Did they have like some interaction that I don't remember, or did she just pick somebody out of the blue?
I think she just picked somebody out of the blue and just shot.
That's pretty cold-blooded.
Which is kind of the whole point of, hey, you don't know when. And I almost thought it was going to be Tobin, because they showed a shot where Tobin was standing there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, Tobin, don't you be the one to go.
Carol's going to be really upset now.
Yeah, when Carol gets back into town, she's going to be looking for you, bro.
Right? Yeah, no, I like that scene a lot. I thought it was, I don't know, and I kind of felt bad. I mean, I thought Olivia was really annoying, and I was only like 50% into her the whole time. But yeah, even when she died, I was like, I was kind of sad. I was like, that's messed up. So
for me, the line of the show was when that blonde-haired savior was talking to Spencer like, why don't you come back with me, big boy?
I'll buy you a sandwich.
Yeah.
What is it with sandwiches?
And Eugene standing and watching, like, hey, haircut, you like watching? He's like, yes. I mean, no. Great callback to the library scene with Rosita and Abe. Like, that was my laugh out loud moment of the night. Because I'm sitting there, I DVR'd, baby sleep, and I'm on baby watch duty. It's like 11:30, and I'm kind of watching. I'm like, ha! I'm like, whoop, gotta be quiet.
Yeah, that was awesome scene. That was a good haircut.
You like watching haircut? Yes. I mean, no.
Yeah, yes, I do. That is affirmative.
Awesome.
How about the boat? To get back to the boat scene, like with Aaron, I'm pretty positive that Robert Kirkman was one of the biters. Did you see there was like a chubby biter with like a beard? It looked just like Robert Kirkman.
Maybe. I guess I didn't watch The Talking Dead. If he would have been, they would have said it on The Talking Dead.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But I mean, Nicotero's been a zombie before.
Yeah, he's been like a zombie quite a few times.
Did you know Hines Ward was a zombie? The NFL guy, the Steelers wide receiver?
Yeah, wasn't he like wasn't it the episode like the Mother Dick episode?
It was one where it was right in front, and once you knew it, it was like, oh my god, that's totally Hines Ward. But the Mother Dick episode is the two guys from Walker Stalker. They were walkers in that episode. Yes. So that's that. But Hines Ward, I think his was like season 3 or 4, because he was friends with somebody who was working on The Walking Dead, and he wanted to be a walker, and his was front and center. And I was like, oh my god, that's totally Hines Ward.
That's cool.
Very cool. So Spencer, let's talk about this chump.
He's just, I don't know. He's just a douche. He's just like a super douche. Like, I don't know, and you knew that he was going to be a satisfying kill from the very moment you ever met him. He was just like too pretty for a dude. Like, I don't know, like
he just always did dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Always, constantly.
Yeah.
When he's like trying to go to the bell tower across the cable because he thinks he can like shuffle across the cable. Remember that? And he was like falling off and
hiding
all that dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to die this episode. Like, it didn't like right when it started, I didn't think it was going to come. I seen him buttering up Negan. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long play. He's going to get it at some point.
I knew as soon as he's walking down the street and Rosita was like, got a hot date? And he's just like, hey, you want to do dinner later tonight? Just dinner. And she's like, yeah, I guess. And smiles. I was like, oh, he's done.
Really?
He's
See, I didn't see it at that point. I didn't see it until like when the whole town was standing around them playing pool. Like, first, why did everybody come to watch Negan play pool?
I think the Saviors went and got everyone. Just like, hey, come here. We want you to watch this. Because I think that Negan had plans to kill him all along. Like, as soon as they're sitting on the porch, they're sipping the scotch or whatever, and he was like, it's too nice to be, playing inside in the garage. Just bring it out here. Like, I think he knew what he was going to do from the very beginning. And so I think they just went and got everyone and brought him over to watch.
So yeah, I could see that. Like, I guess if he's sitting out there like, hey, let's go play pool in here, I guess he could see like, no, let's bring everybody into the square and watch me play pool in their house. That'll really, because you know what? I'm already tired of your garbage and I'm going to kill you. So then once he started to talk smack about Rick, I'm like, he's literally making his power play in front of the whole town.
Right. Everybody's listening. Like,
he's going to die now. And then, which Diane and I kind of talked about it, where Negan is a stickler for the rules. And even though it's not his group, he's like, Rick's out there getting me shit. You're in here trying to sneak around and play behind the... No, we don't play like that. You're gutless.
Yeah, you're the one in here, mixing shit up. You're the one ruffling feathers. Like everybody is in order. Everybody's following Rick, and you're the one who is getting out of line. So, yeah,
off with your head or out of your guts.
Which I thought was, like, I don't know. That was besides for Spencer's acting, like the graphics, the special effects were. I love practicals. Like I love like old 80s horror movies, how they have like squibs and stuff, and they like what, like Carl's eye pisses me off.
The CGI
every time they show that eye, I'm just like, oh man, cover that thing, give him a patch or something.
CGI, get it? CGI. You'd think they could get him just like a Freddy Krueger prosthetic or something to stick over it,
Right.
It would have to be cheaper than doing CGI every time, right?
I would think so. Don't they give him like a patch in the comic?
Yeah, well, he has a patch, but Negan makes him take it off.
Well, I'm saying, like, I could have swore like I never read the comic. I read a little bit of the comic, but I could have swore I remember seeing pictures of him where he's wearing like a pirate patch, like almost like the governor.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I thought so too, but.
So yeah, I thought it was really cool. I did not see the gutting him like a pig deal. That was a surprise because I was taking notes, I was watching it, I was trying to keep quiet, and then when I heard, I'm like, whoa, wait a second, rewind. Just because I didn't see that coming at that point. Like I knew it was, you see it building up, you see it's going to be massive conflict, but I was expecting Lucille. I was expecting something, but gutting him like a pig in front of everybody and watching everyone, his intestines kind of spill out, and that's a graphic message to everybody.
And then the high shot, above, like I think it was after Rick put him down, but like there was just like all that blood all over the street.
Yep.
Or so after Negan stabs him and he falls down and he's dead. Like when he said, "Does anybody want to finish the game?" I thought he was asking if anybody wanted to like bash his head in with.
That's what I thought too.
And I thought Rosita was going to do it. I thought Rosita was like, yeah, I'll do it. Because her face didn't look like she was sad that he was dead. She was just like, yeah, you piece of shit, you got it. And I thought she was going to finish the job for him.
Yeah, so I thought so too. I didn't think he was talking about pool. I thought he was talking about who wants to finish him off. Like, who pledge your allegiance to me right now.
Right.
And I thought it was going to be Rosita too. I thought that was her moment to get close. I'll do it. And then she walks over and is like, give me your bat. And then he'd be like, ooh, yeah, let's watch this. And then he hands her Lucille, and that would have been her opportunity to try something stupid and then get caught doing it. But yeah, I didn't think he was talking about pool. But it would have been cool if Carl was like, I'll finish. And like he just comes down there and starts shooting pool, but like out of his one eye. I did see a meme that was out there, and it says, that moment when you realize Carl is sighting the rifle with his bad eye.
Oh my God.
And there's a picture of him recently, where he's got the gauze over his right eye and he's got the rifle up to his right eye. And it's
Oh
just
my God.
oh man, how did they let that one go through?
Wow.
But if it's CGI, it's whatever. But it was funny. He was like holding it up with his right, and it's just like, ha, he can't do that. That's funny.
Oh my God.
So Michonne, that was weird, right?
So again, another parallel storyline. Like the woman's name is Isabel, the woman that's driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is she doing out there? Like, it kind of seemed like they're both, like, I don't know.
I think she was running.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she was trying to get away from the saviors, but it was just kind of weird. Like, they both, like, how do I say this? Like, they were like both in the same predicament. Like, they were the same woman, the same issues, same problems, and Isabel was kind of like just done, and she had conceded that she was going to die, and she even like helped Michonne on what she should do afterwards. She was just like, there's a silencer in the glove compartment, and you should burn the truck and put it in a lake, and she like didn't put up like any fight at all. And I thought it was kind of weird that Michonne killed her. I mean, why wouldn't, I don't know.
I don't know if Michonne killed her or not.
No, she did. Like, there's the when they're sitting in the car, and she's just like, there's Negan, and she's like, he's down there, and like they're talking to one another, and she was like, yep, we're all Negan, and whatever you're planning on doing, there's still a way out. Burn the car, put it in a lake, there's a silencer in the glove box. And then like they pan out, and they're looking at the car, and all you hear is pff, and you see the girl, you see her fall over.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I think you're right. I think she was trying to run away. And that's what, like the guy that Dwight catches. He's like, there's nothing for us there. It's only death. Why?
Yeah, right.
Why are we wasting our time? And he's like, just kill me then. Just kill me, because it's better than whatever he's going to do to me.
Right.
And then Dwight has his mercy killing of him. He finally winds up shooting him. And I think that lady was the same way. Look, okay, you got me. Here's Negan. See, there's no hope. Kill me. Because when he catches me, it's going to be 100 times worse. So just kill me. And I think that all kind of comes to play. So I like that. But Michonne, the one thing, she's like, I want to change it for me. Like at that point, I thought she was kind of going out on her own of saying, you know what, I'm leaving Rick behind. And I think that was her plan until she realized how big Negan really was. And then she's like, uh-oh.
I think that she was just I think she was just kind of like taking charge, or like taking responsibility for her current situation, instead of like leaving it to Rick and like telling Rick what to do. Like, she was trying to figure out a plan. Like, she was trying to figure out a way to help Rick, help her, something like that. She was just, running with it. She was taking the bull by the horns, and she was going to figure out how to help her man get the job done. And I don't think she was leaving though.
Let's talk about Negan's people, since we were on with Isabel there. I think it's very, something we talked about earlier. It's very telling that, Negan's people would rather choose death as long as it's not suicide. And that's kind of a recurring theme. Like Carol, she wanted to die. Then just kill yourself. But you don't, because you don't for whatever reason. And Negan's people are a lot like that. So then we kind of go back to the conversation about, are they real badasses, or are they just scared, little scaredy pants when they're by themselves? So then you kind of flash forward to Alexandria. Are they just tough guys because they have this pack mentality and they know nobody's going to fight back? But then when they are one-on-one with somebody, are they like, oh my God, I'm dead?
Right. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they look intimidating. Like, a lot of them look like badasses, but I think you're right. I think they've never been challenged. I don't think anybody's ever challenged the Saviors the way our group is going to. And I think that they're going to get their asses kicked. They're going to get their asses handed to them when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit like the governor, when the governor went to raid, half the people are like, wait, what?
Right.
We're attacking women and kids? No, we're done. And then the governor just starts killing everybody. I think we might have the same kind of situation with Negan, where half the people are going to fight, because somebody even alluded to it when they were talking to Daryl. They're like, you said most of them are just workers who don't want to be there,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, that's a good point. So who is going to, flee or fight mentality? Who's going to fight, or will people then just turn their guns on the other people and just start killing each other?
Yeah, or they're just. I mean, I think that there'll be. I think that there's already something within the Saviors, like within their community. Like I don't think anybody likes Negan. I don't know why they just don't kill him. What? Like why don't they just kill him? I don't get it. Like why is he still around for? Why is he still in power?
Because there's still an order, So if you think about it like this, if you're a guy like Dwight, where you're one of his, let's just say like you're a colonel or a major in Negan's army, you don't want to upset the apple cart because you're near the top. You got it kind of good. And Dwight, aside from watching his wife get nailed by Negan, he's got it pretty good. He gets to come and go. He doesn't have to do the grunt work. He gets to do special ops missions. He gets a lot of food and points, so he can kind of do what he wants to do. And if you're one of those grunts, like Fat Joey, where, you still got a lot of work to do to get up to the top, you're that private who's just like, you know what? Worst comes to worst, I am going to lay down my gun and just hope I don't get killed. Well, you got killed, so it doesn't matter. But I think it's kind of like a half and half, So everybody kind of rules with fear. Go back to like medieval times where they have legions and lieges and vassals. A liege is the guy in charge. His vassal are the people who work for him. So the liege gets paid, and then he pays his vassals a small amount of money. And then the vassal is like, you know what? That liege thing is kind of cool. So I'm going to get me 3 vassals, and then it's kind of like a money pyramid in a way where everybody kind of pays up. And if you're up towards the top, you got a nice gig. You don't want to have to start all over again. And I think that's kind of why it is with everything is because, yeah, it's pretty bad and Negan's a real big dick. But if you just follow the rules, you're going to be all right because you're going to get a collection site. And you're going to get to go to that collection site and take a bunch of the stuff you want. As long as Negan gets his cut, I get my cut too.
Right.
And I can walk around and do whatever the hell I want to.
Yeah, good call.
But if we didn't have this mass empire, it would be completely worthless.
Right.
United together, weaker alone. Something catchy like that.
What's up with the jail cell?
Oh, that's where Negan's going, man.
Right. I mean, why was Rick even there for?
It's foreshadowing. I 100% think so. I 100% think that's foreshadowing of where Negan is going to wind up, is in this jail cell. Because at the end of the day, it's not just going to be Rick killing Negan.
Yeah, he can't do it. I mean, I know that. I don't know. I have a feeling that they're gonna do like next season or the next half season is gonna be completely different from the comic because like they've stuck to it so closely these past 8 episodes, and now that like Eugene has been taken, like that kind of like throws like, oh, what's up? Did you just whisper something to me?
No, to my boy.
Okay.
He's like, Daddy, I love you, and I'm like, I love you too. I was just whispering, and then you're like, wait, what'd you say to me?
But yeah, like I know they can't kill him, because I just think that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is too cool of a character, and I think it would be better if he stuck around. So I don't know. Maybe they will kill him. Maybe they will put him in the prison. I'm not sure, but I thought it was kind of cool, like how they had Rick in the jail cell, and I thought that the interaction between Michonne and Rick was really powerful. I thought Michonne, what's her name? Denai. Yeah, I thought her acting was really good in that episode.
Yeah, it was a nice scene. It was kind of powerful where they just kind of, he's whatever he had on, what was it, paper and something?
I don't know what was on it. I mean, did they show what he was looking at? Was it maybe like the note that got Aaron, like the note they found with on the boat?
So that's what I thought it was. I thought it was the note that Aaron gave him, that was in the stash of goods from the previous owner.
Right.
Like, you won, but you didn't really win, or you won, but you still lost, or something like that.
Right.
I thought that's what it was. And then what was the other thing? Was it a key, or I can't remember.
I thought I thought it was just like his hatchet on the ground.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
And a letter, and I think that's what it was. I think it was the letter that they found on the boat.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, it was good. I think it was foreshadowing of definitely where I think we're going to end. We ended the mid-season finale in that jail cell, and I think we're going to end the next 8 episodes with Negan being slammed in that jail cell. Which, did you kind of think they were going to get it on in the jail cell? I did.
A little bit.
Yeah, they're going to knock it out here in jail, but they didn't.
Right.
Yeah, we got walking to do, lady. Let's go. I got time for this. Let's kind of cruise through my notes here. Daryl made it back there with Jesus. Did they ride out? So here's the other part that I don't know how it's going to go. So Negan's on his way home now. What's going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, because
they're going to find Fat Joey's dead.
Right. Daryl's gone.
Where's
they're going to
Dwight?
So did Dwight give him the key?
God.
Was it? Do you think who gave him the key? Who gave Daryl the key? Was it Dwight or was it Dwight's
I think
wife?
It's his wife. I think it was his wife that did it. But where's Dwight? You know Dwight's going to get blamed for this, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think it's like a power play by Dwight. I think Dwight gave him that key. I think that
definitely possible. Definitely, man. But all hell's going to break loose when he gets back and finds out that Dwight or Daryl is gone. Fat Joey got his skull bashed in with a pipe, and a motorcycle was stolen.
Right. And
it's going to be bad news bears, man.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, the next 8 episodes are going to be just balls to the wall. It's going to be crazy stuff. 8 episodes straight.
Let's
see what I got.
Kingdom guy. Oh, so do you think it was just a random room that Daryl was hiding out in, or was it Dwight's? Because you see him kind of go through stuff and then just kind of flip the table of knickknacks over.
I'm not sure whose that was. I thought at first when he first went in there and he pushed open the door, maybe it was like a closet or like another room. I thought somebody was in there sleeping, but no, I don't think so. I think it was just like some random lieutenant or something.
So what was up with the statues in that room? The little figures. Did you catch that where Daryl, he just kind of stared at him?
No, I didn't. Not at all.
So there is a scene where Daryl is in there and he's kind of going through, and I think it's when he's changing clothes, and he stops and he sees these little statues, little figurines, and he stares at them for a little bit.
No, I completely missed that.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like, yeah, actually, in season 4, episode 3, those were figurines that Daryl actually had. But you let me down, man.
Oh, I'm slipping. Hold on, I'm scrambling over here. I'm trying to find it.
It was. There were 2 or 3 little figurines that he just kind of stared at, and what it reminded me of was, do you remember the movie Gladiator, where he had a little statue, a little figurine of his wife and daughter, or son? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it reminded me of. And at any point, did Daryl ever have figures?
Right, yeah. I thought he was looking at it as if it was like a weapon. Like it was it almost looked like a Christmas ornament, if I remember correctly. It was like a weird, I remember what you're talking about now. I need to go back and look at that and see what if there was any significance to.
Well, it had to have been, because they don't stop if there isn't.
Right.
The Walking Dead is way too deliberate than if they didn't. So it just feels like, I don't remember. So if any listener out there, please post on the Facebook. Did you see what the figurines were? Did they have a meaning, or did Daryl have those at some point? Did Daryl have some figures before he got captured?
I'm going to have to look into that now.
Man, I don't remember. Probably talked about it on The Talking Dead, which I don't watch anymore.
I checked it out, but I think I fell asleep halfway through. So what are they going to do with Eugene being gone now? I mean, I understand that they have the lesbian death squad option. They have that whole armory out in the woods if Tara, comes clean with that. But I mean, I thought it was going to be really cool that they had Eugene in their back pocket to make all these bullets, and they were going to be able to, that's how they were going to win the war. But now they're taking him. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that.
So I don't think Eugene's going to die. I think Negan is going to kind of see the use out of him. And I would almost wager to say that Eugene will be like the scientist to the governor. Where he's just completely worthless. He's a little douche, but he gets some good perks because of what he knows.
Maybe he's going to tell Negan that he has the cure and he has to make it to Atlanta to a group of scientists.
So Eugene is going to crack. He's going to tell him where the foundry is. Here's how I did it. Because I don't see Eugene doing a power play and saying, no, I don't. However, maybe those papers were the bullets because Eugene gave Rick the plans.
That's right. That is absolutely, that's right. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, because Eugene said, hey, here's how you make bullets.
I don't know. It seems like Eugene is getting a lot more confident. Like he's like redeeming himself like in big ways, like stepping up when they were like getting ready to kill like Tara, and he was like, nope, it was me. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that maybe he won't. Maybe he won't be so easy to crack with Negan, and it'll give the Rick and the other group time to make some bullets. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe. So the only last thing I have is, who is the ninja walking around at the lake? And then, did you catch the bonus 15-second footage after the credits?
Yeah, the was like a spider web on the boot. Yeah. It's either the Whisperers, or that's what they want us to think, that the Whisperers are coming, or it's maybe it's one of the women like trying to find Tara. That's
who I think it is. I think it's
like from Oceanside.
I think it's the sharpshooter, the granddaughter that was friendly towards Tara. Mm-hmm. I think it's her. I think it's her coming and saying, "Hey, actually, I got kicked out for doing what I did to get you free.
Right.
So I'm a really good shot, and I should probably be here. Oh, since you guys are all going to go, let me go tell Oceanside. Let me go back there and say, hey, these 3 cities are attacking Negan. We should do so too."
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to play out.
Because we have a large arms cache that nobody else has.
Right. And it's, a good revenge plot on their part, So, yeah, I think that's about right. I think they want us to think that it's the Whisperers, but it isn't, not yet.
No, too many bad guys all in one shot. I don't know much about them. I just know their name. But I think it's just too many bad guys. Because I stopped reading the comics right after they left the prison long ago.
Only thing I know about them is basically they're worse than Negan, and basically they walk around with walkers. Like, they cut off body parts of walkers, and you can't tell if they're walkers or humans. Oh, that's cool. What I get. Yeah.
Well, jumping from the tree is probably a good way to say you're not a walker. So I think that's how it's going to end. So here's a fun little thinkery thing. If all these towns come together, especially Oceanside, and they do capture Negan and don't kill him, what's that going to do? Because if you're Oceanside, you want to see every Negan follower dead.
Yeah, it'll create a new plot line to, get everybody.
Because isn't that horror movie 101? What do you mean we're not going to kill him? Or I'm going to tell you my whole master plan before I kill you.
Right. Right, exactly. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, what do you mean we're not going to kill the main protagonist? Let's end this now. But let's keep him alive in this shot he made. Because I don't remember Morgan taking welding classes, but all of a sudden he just welded an entire prison together.
Right, and he's a bricklayer. I mean, that was a well-made prison cell right there.
Cheesemaker had a lot of things. Well, that's all I got, man. Looks like we're going to pick up the week after the Super Bowl. That's typically, they always say February, give or take a week. So it's usually the week after the Super Bowl. But just in case something arises in between then, I would say the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I read that it's the same day as the Grammys.
Oh, good. So, also, we had 4 90-minute episodes this year. This half.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to start doing all 90-minute episodes, like with the Sons of Anarchy, like towards the end, like season 6, season 7. Like, they pretty much FX just started letting Kurt Sutter do whatever he wanted to do with the show, and he would have like hour and 45-minute long episodes. And I think that not only does it allow them to have more commercials to make more money, but it kind of like draws in the fans, Like I get excited when I hear a 90-minute episode.
So do I. And what's that? I mean, you got Talking Dead and then Comic Book Men. Who cares about Comic Book Men?
Right.
So, oh well. All right. Well, hey, man. Do you have any parting shots you'd like to fire off here?
No.
Any leftovers?
No, man. It was nice talking to you guys. Thanks for inviting me back. This was cool, and I'll can't wait to listen.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, being a part of it, covering us here for the Boys vs. Girls episode again. Yep. And let's try this here. Let's take it one dead day at a time.
Almost.
We'll get it. Cool, man. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Talk to you.